Hi, Counting Sheep, and I am going to play with my teacups and saucers. Hopefully they are sets that I haven't shown you already. And I'm going to start with this first set that has these beautiful vivid colors that was given to me by probably about 8 to 10 years ago by a Japanese exchange student who came to stay with us for about a month. And you can just see how beautiful the colors are and the design. I love this set. And she brought me 2 sets. And unfortunately, I broke the larger plate on the other set, so that was really disappointing. But here I'll show you the plates. They're just beautiful. That beautiful kind of cobalt blue, and the reds and the greens just really, I think, set each other off beautifully. So that's my first set, and it's a fairly substantial set. There's a little stamp on the back of each cup and saucer and plate. So there we go. And there's a gold trim around the top, the rim of each cup and plate. And you may already know this, but I didn't know it once upon a time, and that is that you should never put gold leaf, anything that has the gold leaf on it, in the washer, because the heat and the detergents kind of change the color of the metal and wear it off. So always want to wash those by hand. There we go. All right, that's the first one. I'm going to move that out of the way. See if I can do it without making a lot of noise. This next set, some of these may not be sets. Yeah, this one isn't a set, so I probably got this at an antique store. It has some gold leaf that's wearing off just a bit. And the back says Allerton, England. And then this cup, if I can read them all, this one says Laureate Noritake, so that's probably made in Japan. And it's got a really, really delicate design, as you can see around the rim. Really beautifully painted little flowers. And design. Is that a fleur-de-lis? Nope. But just a very pretty design there. And this one is a fine porcelain, I believe. You can see my, opaque, is it, or not opaque? I guess when you can see translucent, when you can see a little bit of the shadow through it. But that's a really nice, fine lip, which makes tea tasting feel all the more special. It's actually the 4th of July while I'm making this, and I can hear somebody announcing something down by the water, so we'll see if it gets too noisy. This design, Victoria, BC, so that would have been my mother who purchased this once upon a time. Looks like she got it in 1983, and it's a Royal Albert. And it has the pink roses and little blue forget-me-nots. And, oh, I don't have the right cup for that. I brought the wrong, oh shoot, and I love the saucer that goes with this, so I won't show you the cup that goes with this one. Unless I can see it here. Nope. Alright, and that one also has the gold leaf around it. And I'll just play with that for a moment. It has a nice little scalloped edge. And the scallop shape carries down into the saucer. It actually has 2 cups that go with it that are really pretty. But I somehow managed to mismatch So I'll show you the cup that should have a different saucer as well. This, I love this set. So I wish I'd brought the saucer, but I don't want to get up. Again, I already have had to get up for a couple of other interruptions. This one is a beautiful little set that was given to me. I directed a show called Absent Friends. Sorry, there you go. Several years ago, and the cast, because it takes place in the UK, the cast, and they knew I love tea, bought me this beautiful little tea set, teacup and saucer, and they also bought me a little silver-plated teaspoon that says Absent Friends on it. So that was kind of sweet. But you can see it has kind of fun art that's a little different with that bluebird and the rose and a little tiny edging on top that's very delicate as well. And this one says Ainsley on the bottom, Pembroke, made in England. It says Rome, China, established in 1775. So maybe next I'll show you a little cup and saucer set that I got one of the times I visited London. I've been there twice. This would have been the first time I visited. And kind of dusting them as I go. And I believe I got this on Portobello Road. And there were lots of little tea sets there that I loved. And this one says, made in England, fine bone china. New Chelsea staffs. So there we go, and it has that nice, again, scalloped edge with the gold plate painted on. And comes with the tiny little plate and then the tea saucer. That also has a scalloped edge, and the plate has just got a little more of a bowl to it, as you can see. I'm going to do my very best to tap slow, which we all know is not my strong suit. All right. Do love this one. I used to have, where I lived before, a tea party every New Year's Day, just for the ladies. And it was fun. I would get out all these tea things, teacup saucers, and I've got lots more. And teapots, Brown Betty, all kinds. This one has just a gentle swish of gold right on the tip of the handle, and then a little painted gold stripe down each side. So there we go. Love that one. I would say it's one of my favorites, but I know I'll end up saying that about almost all of them. So, this is one that I inherited from a friend, and it came from her grandmother. Let's see if it has any writing on the cup. I don't know if I can read it. I cannot read it. I'm going to hold it up and see if you guys can read it. Sometimes the camera picks it up better than my eyes. So there we go. And it's got this kind of periwinkle blue around it. You can tell it's quite a bit older. The paint has faded around the rim. But I love that periwinkle blue in the set. And it's very, very delicate. Looks like a bone china, but I'm not sure. actually a cream and sugar set that I'm going to show you that one of my former students came out to visit me out here, and she was so sweet. She knows how much I love tea, so she went out doing some antique shopping and brought back these really gorgeous, this little set, Windsor bone china, and it's got that pretty little flower inside, but I love the gold painted, exterior, very lacy design, and again a very loose scallop on that. And I'm going to hold that design up so you can see it up close. It's just beautiful. And the creamer has the same pretty little flower inside. And that beautiful lace painted exterior outside of the cup. And I love the size of it. This one has a date. Or maybe it's numbered and signed. I'm not sure. 1661, I'm sure that's not the date. 52, I don't know. I'll show you the bottom. So there we go. My sweet little cream and sugar set. And then, oops, sorry, I love this one. I'm going to say that over and over. And I can't remember where I got this. I want to say this one might have been a gift at one of those parties I was talking about. But it's got this really fun, is that a lily pad with a frog on it? Oops, sorry about that. Lily pad with a frog. And I love the decoration, that pretty little handle that's got a little bit of a shape to it, you know. And it's got a very lightly scalloped lip. The little bug. And let's see if the plate tells us where it's from. But of course I like this one because it lets you have some little butter cookies with it. So it's a saucer with a little tiny plate built in. It makes it so easy. It's got a little dragonfly, some more lily pads, and a little bee. And the edge is very delicately scalloped, and it kind of has this zigzag edge to it painted on. I'll show you up close. Can you see that? I love it. And it looks like it's I. Godinger and Company. I'm probably saying that wrong, or Godinger. Not sure. There we go. That's the bottom. And that's that little set. I think I might just have enough material here to have a longer video for those of you who ask for longer videos. It's not always something I'm great at. Okay, this little set I believe is older too, and I can't remember where I got this one. It says it's a Royal Albert bone china. And I love that. I love this. This is one you see sometimes in antique stores. So it must have been, there must be quite a few of them made at some time. And the edge is a straight edge, but it does have the kind of scalloped sculpture to it as you go down the list. I can tell I'm going to have a hard time finding words tonight. Some days are better than others, I'll tell you. And that has a fun little handle as well that's delicate and has a little more interesting shape to it. Just makes it easier to kind of hold that when it's shaped like that. Hold it steady because the fingers kind of get caught in that oval shape. Beautiful plate, cup and saucer. Hold that up for you. The colors in the camera are a little dull, so I'm going to have to try and play with them a bit when I load this to YouTube. Alright, this is one I got in a thrift store. And it has the blue, white, and gold design. And it's hand decorated. 1744, St. Petersburg, Russia. I have another set from the USSR back when it was the USSR. And painted on the back. I do love this style with that deep blue against the white and the gold. And you can see how pretty the little design is inside. That gold lacy shape around the middle. Also a scallop. Great. And oh gosh, it looks like I might have cracked it at some point. It's very delicate. You can see the light through it. I don't know if that'll come across, but I'm going to hold that up for you. And oops, sorry. And what I love about it is inside, look how pretty that little painted scallop is on the inside of that. That seashell, clamshell, is that shape, the clamshell design? But I love that it's painted on the inside of the lip with this one. There you go. All right. We're about halfway there. I have a little miniature set that a friend sent to me, so one of these days I'll play with my miniature tea set. This was one from my mother. So she had a whole set that was on these Ethan Allen shelves, I remember. And she had plates. She would collect plates when she would go traveling, and she sometimes would collect some little dishes too. So this one is from France, Havilland, Limoges, France. And I'm trying to see if I can read anything else on it with my poor knowledge of French. I did take French in high school, and then I took Spanish in college, and so I got completely confused by the time I was done. It was not a smart choice I thought it would be. All right, and this one has a deeper blue and a periwinkle, and a bit of a tree design on there, if you can see that. Kind of pretty. And the gold painted rim, which is somewhat common, isn't it? We're saying that a lot tonight. And this is just a smaller set, which I think is so darling. So I'll show you the pretty little design on it. You can see how tiny it is. And I love when they paint the inside, so look how beautiful that is. Hope you can see that well. Very pretty. Tiny little teacup. Maybe I'll tap on that one for a moment. This cloth has little appliques hand stitched on it. And I think we picked this up in Hong Kong when I was young. My father worked for the airlines, so we were able to travel a little bit when I was younger. I was very lucky, and I certainly can't afford it now, so I'm grateful I had that opportunity when I was young. All right, there's that little cup and saucer. Here's one that's just gold. I think I showed this one before. This was from a student who knew that I loved tea, and it's just a Starbucks cup. So maybe more of an espresso cup than a teacup. But it's got that gold paint on it. And a pretty white interior, which I love. I doubt this is gold leaf. It's just a gold finish, but it's pretty nonetheless. This one kind of needs a little washing, I think. Oh, there you go. It still has the tag on it. $6.95. All right, so that's a pretty little cup and saucer, gold. I'll show you my USSR one next. I got, these were given to me by a friend. I used to work summers in Alaska, Skagway, Alaska. And you can see the made in the USSR on the bottom. Isn't that fun? And the beautiful design. I just absolutely love this design on this. I'll hold it up and turn it a little bit so you can see it. Again, that blue, cobalt blue kind of, and a bit of periwinkle, and then the gold plated paint. And then the cup is kind of unique. So a friend from Alaska got these for me. And it was actually after the wall had come down. So I guess it made them a little more of a collector's item because they are stamped. Made in the USSR. And this has a beautiful, or interesting, I don't know if I'd call it beautiful, but I think that's an interesting design on the inside rim of that. Kind of fun little swishes of paint, gold leaf paint. But my favorite is the bird. Let's see if I can hold that so you can see the bird. There's a bit of a glare, isn't there? There we go. And the bird is painted 3 times on the cup. Hold that up so you can see it. Just beautiful. Just love that design. All right, just a few more. Let's do another antique. This one also came from, I think this one came from my grandmother. And it says Johnson Brothers, England. It has a 1920s look to me. I have no idea what era it really is. Maybe some of you are collectors and know a bit more. And it doesn't have the gold. It has a green strip painted on the edge of it, if you can see that. And there's a little bit of a very fine texture where it's been painted. It has a little crack in it. I think that makes it kind of special. And then this one does have the gold plate on it, just on the very rim. And it almost has a seashell or pearl finish to the inside, which I think is really interesting. Don't know if that'll come through for you, but it has a very different sound when I tap on it. That sounds a little bit broken right now, so this one Might be cracked somewhere. I'm not going to tap that too hard. There you go. Very old cup. Pretty sure that was my grandmother's, so could have easily come from the early 1900s. All right. This one's just a little plate. But my mother would have brought that to me. It says Austria, handmade. So she would have brought that back from Austria. That was her favorite place to visit. She loved Austria. And I just think this one has pretty colors in it. I used to put my little rings inside of it and keep it by my bed. Such a pretty design. Very delicate little playful flowers. If you can see that. There you go. And I'm just going to show you two more dishes. Then some other time I'll show you some more because I have more. All right, the next cup and saucer is an oldie. And it has nice little, I don't know if that's a filigree, but whatever that scroll design is along the edge. Excuse me. And it has gold leaf. And then a beautiful spray of flowers inside of it in all different colors. And this one says Royal Albert. We've got a few of those, don't we? The design is rose gay. And it's bone china as well, of course, made in England. So that's a pretty little collection of flowers and colors. And then the cup, again, has that nice little handle that's got that little oblong shape to it, and again makes it so easy to hold on to it. And yet it still has a pretty little delicate edge along the bottom. In another video, I talk about why they had saucers. And they would hold the saucer up and drink, hold it just below where they were drinking because it would catch any of the drips so that they wouldn't ruin their blouses and shirts. It's a good reason. Clear. Oh, this is a different design. I never noticed that. I totally thought this one went. Seems like one of those other plates was a clear. I'm going to look while I hold this up for you. You can see it's a different name on the bottom. And it has a different, yeah, it does have a different pattern on it. It looks so similar that I totally thought it went with the other set. So I'll quit obsessing over that and just show you. I like the double rim or a double lined rim. There you can see. Yeah. And it's also got a spray of all different colors of flowers on it. However, they are different than this one. They go together fairly nicely though. And my last, oh no, I do have two more tiny ones. This next one has a butterfly handle. You may have seen these in stores. Let's see if I can get it without knocking the others. It seems that whenever I have children over, the kids, both little boys and little girls, often will pick this one. I think kids are enamored of miniatures too, but this one says, not dishwasher safe, made in China, hand wash only. Well, that's good to know. I only hand wash these. When I would have my parties once a year on New Year's Day, as I was telling you. It was a ritual. I'd pull out all of my dishes the night before and wash them in soap water, hand wash them, and dry them, and then put them out on a table so that people could choose their favorite cup. And you know, you get to a point where some people would have a favorite cup from year to year that they would choose. But you can see the handle of that is a little butterfly with gold painted edges. And it's got a little creamier color. The pretty roses on the outside. It feels like it's maybe a decal on there rather than hand painted. Or did it say hand painted? Nope, hand wash. So this one's really fun for little kids. They tend to choose that one a lot. All right. Very last one is super tiny. And it's also dirty inside. It looks like a little dust is gathered in there. This one almost has a Greek or Roman feel to it. Let's see where it's made. Venezia Gold Collection. So I think it's made in Venice. And it's got a really beautiful, rich kind of brick red and little figurines around the edge. I'll see if you can see them if I hold it up for you closely. I'm just noticing my nails are not very clean. I was working in the garden. I should be more careful about that. So there you go. And this adorable little cup has a very, very, very fine, tiny painted little figurines along it, the edge of it. Let's see, I'll hold it so you can see it. There you go. And again, it still has that fun-shaped handle. And I'm going to just play with that for a moment. And then I'll say goodnight. I appreciate you stopping by. For those of you on Patreon, I will have a Patreon video posted for July, so watch for that. Have a wonderful evening. And thanks for stopping by.